Alrighty, February 20th, a quick session recap for today. It is Tuesday. Nice action to start off the week. What we had coming into the session was a main watch of that 5K level of interest on ES. Now, big picture context shows us that price is trading within a near-term range. We do have a few weeks of just sideways action here. Calling the range about 50, 60 area by 49.40. Pretty wide range to work with here. And so coming into the session, we're going to be treating this 5K as a mid-range reference point. Now, one of the things I had mentioned this morning in the pre-market prep live stream was that buyers had a challenge, or their main kind of objective here, rather, was to show a change in character of the past two trading days of this structure, which is bearish. If you can see the lines that I'm kind of annotating on the chart here, this is a series of lower highs on the chart as we get into the regular trading hour session. Price, again, in the very near term, past 1 to 2 sessions, is showing that downtrend. Now, when we zoom out, it is still a range, but we want to be paying attention to what this near-term structure is showing us. And yes, it is a downtrend in the near term. And so sellers remain in control, at least in the near term. 5K failing to hold as a meaningful area of support. And so what do? We trade down to the next area of demand, which is going to be that 4975 downside level of interest, where you start to find some buyers, start to find some interested people bidding. And I'd mentioned that, it was likely that we would see some buying here. If it did fail, we're looking at 49.40. Now, what kind of helped this 49.75 area was the daily time frame rising 21 MA. You can see it right through here, this white line on the daily time frame chart still holding as support. Second test in about a week's time. So just reiterating the fact that price continues to trade within that range. So it brings me into, what are we looking at as far as tomorrow's session is concerned? And really what we want to see is pretty similar to today. We want to see if buyers are going to be able to force any type of change in character of this near-term downtrend, or are sellers going to remain in control with a break of the 49.75 and a retest of that 49.40 area. Now, 49.75, if today's low fails to hold as an area of support, we do have price trading down below the rising 21 MA for the first time in quite a while. So that will be of some significance. I'm not a big moving average guy, but we can use them to kind of gauge sentiment of the market. All right, so range trading does continue. We want to see price action versus that 5K level as a kind of a mid-range reference point. As a reminder, the best opportunities when price is trading in a range, we know that they're near the edges of the range. So you want to be staying nimble when price is anywhere in the middle of a range. No heavy bias when we're trading in the middle of that range. You'll usually get some two-way action you want to be prepared for and be willing to trade both directions. Or if you're only focused on longs, you're only focused on shorts, you really want to have a firm idea of what it is that you're wanting to see. And the reason I say that is because if you're just trying to grab random areas with some signal bar and no level and something like ES here, you're going to have a very hard time. This intraday structure is obviously bearish, right? You get a kind of late morning bounce here, rejects VWAP, rejects that 5K area, and price is just making fresh lows again. So know what location you want to be involved if you are carrying a bias within a near-term range, and know exactly what it is that you're wanting to see within the tape before you're getting involved. That's going to be an important lesson on days like today. As far as NQ, very similar as far as the structure is concerned. We do have a slight difference, and that is that price on the daily chart is actually showing potential change in character here. We do have a lower high, and now price is breaking that most recent higher low right through here. Now, what I'm going to be looking at primarily on NQ is for the rest of this week and into tomorrow is how price trades on the higher time frames versus this 17,550 area and 17,450, 17,460, 17,550 area. Let me go into some of the near-term charts so you could get a better idea of what I'm looking at here. Coming into the structure, you can see this downside level of interest right here, 17,550. I'd mentioned this as a important area of near-term support in the pre-market prep live stream. You could see it pretty point blank here on the hourly chart. First attempt there holds as resistance, right? Start to break, then holds as support, attempts to hold as support. So price again telling the story. Now, if that area of support fails, where is it going to go? Well, down into that next level of interest right through here. Now, this is a higher time frame, daily time frame area of supply quite clearly. So we want to see if buyers are going to be able to defend this zone, and most importantly, this 17,550 level. Was this just an undercut today, or is this the start of a larger move lower? That's what we're looking to assess into the end of the week. Now, we do have FOMC minutes tomorrow. That is most likely just going to be a more minor event. It will be market moving, but as far as the volatility is concerned, it will be more of a minor event. On NQ, I do want to see how price is trading versus this 17,550 level as the main level of interest. If it continues to hold as support, we're looking at a retest of the range volume point of control right up through here, that 17,700 area. So pretty straightforward. NQ still holding that support zone until today's low fails with acceptance below today's low. Buyers are not really in trouble quite yet. Okay, so that's NQ. ES, similar, right? We got the range. Got the range in ES. 5K kind of main watch. Want to see that upper level, how it's treated. If we open near this area, we have that 49.75 downside level of interest, which we know is also the 21 MA. Look how well price respected VWAP today. Love to see that in the index. Now, as far as individual names, there's only one name that hit the scans, and that was UAL. Look at the monster move off the open here on huge volume. You almost never see VWAP going just absolutely vertical like that. It looks like an MA. And so it tells us there was definitely some buying interest in UAL today. I want to see if this is going to trigger the daily breakout up through essentially 43.75. UAL. You can get a test of those recent highs, 44.55 up into the 200 MA, 45.25. That's the list. Hope everyone had a great first day back after the long weekend. Hope you guys had a profitable session. If you have any questions about anything at all, feel free to shoot me a direct message in the Traders Think Tank. Other than that, have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Goodbye.